I mean, probably give it about 5 seconds. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, good to start the show out with a little bit of gas.
Oh, you're over there fucking shitting your pants?
No, just out my mouth.
Oh,
Well, welcome back to the show. Is that what we're doing right now?
the
Um,
show.
yeah. Welcome back to the Old Man Gaming Hour. We haven't done this in a little while. I think
Sounds good. This sounds
since
good.
okay, cool. Thumbs up on the sound. Thanks, audio technician. Yeah, so we haven't done this in a while. Mostly due to the holiday break kind of thing. I know it's February 2nd. But I think we got a little bit burned out of doing a show every week, there for a bit.
We just ran out of shit to talk about, I feel like.
Yeah, and well, also, yeah, there wasn't a lot of new stuff coming out, and then, um, what do we get? Like an update in January with some points changes and things that we did not review. Um, there were some good changes, some necessary changes. They toned down the Night Haunt problem, and
Again.
fix some other things. So I think it's a little bit better right now than what it was. Um, but that's not this show. This show, we are recapping the tournament we went to yesterday, which was held at Upkeep Games in Howell, Michigan, at the store there. What they call it, the Groundhog's Day Weekend AoS 2K Tournament. Long title, but that's what it was. So we'll get into that at the tail end of the show here after we get through the regular business. But first things first, like what we like to do here on the show is we like to talk a little bit about what we do outside of Warhammer for a bit.
Okay.
Outside of Warhammer, I mean, we haven't really done a show in a while. We've been working a lot about or on getting armies slash stuff ready for some upcoming things we'll talk about here in a minute. But outside of Warhammer, I'm just trying to rack my brain. I don't think, other than the normal life stuff, work and stuff, I haven't really done anything since Christmas that was notable. Mostly Warhammer things, I think, is what was on my plate. So, um, do you have anything outside of Warhammer that you did
Um,
recently?
A+ show, just eating, just taking a little bite.
Yeah, you're the
My mouth
best. You're
full.
the best co-host.
Well, that's
Now
what
let's
I
throw
do.
it to Josh while he's chewing on food.
Yeah. I don't know. I started collecting those uranium plates. I got a pretty good collection going to that. I've been going to some estate sales.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you sent me some photos of that.
Um, yeah. Outside of Warhammer.
I know
I've
it's
been
it's a
playing some well, outside of AOS, I've been playing some Legion Imperialis every once in a while with our good buddy Jeff. Um MIGT's boss man. Um what else have I been up to? Nothing really, I guess. Um Thinking about buying a bamboo printer to help Tim out with the train burden, and then also um kind of work on some stuff for around the house here too. I've been talking about rearranging my entire basement. I've been talking about
oh yeah.
moving everything from my basement out to well, to different rooms. So my Warhammer room will become the room I'm in right now, which is a little bit bigger room, and then the poker table will go over to the Warhammer room where it is now. we'll turn that into like just a poker room. So yeah, that's on the near future docket. Just when I have ambition, I guess.
Yeah, that'll be a good project to have. I think that'll be a fun thing to get it all situated and done. I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to put paint on the walls, and that's going to be really kind of maybe the slowest thing. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Well, moving along, I think, because we're professionals at this, so just bear with me. We like to talk about what we do at our work desks as a hobby time type of segment.
Yeah.
And I know we have had some stuff for that. So, um, I guess for me, I just put together the orc terrain piece, the Ironjaw's terrain piece, and the orc endless spells. So kind of a little bit excited to get to try those out here soon. Um, but other than that, I've recently painted up some terrain that I had posted some pictures about. So we can use that for the upcoming tournaments. What else? Started to pre pre-assemble / paint the pieces for our trophies that we're going to put together for the open. Did I do anything else hobby wise? Oh,
Did you say the orc stuff?
yeah. And I also finished up painting my Morbeg Knights because I kind of like 90% finished those for a tournament a while back. But I ended up highlighting the skin and doing the pink fleshy bits and stuff. So I got those guys finished. So since the last time we broadcast, I did a lot more than I normally do. What about you, Josh?
Well, I built Stormcast. Tested them really quite a bit, thinking I was going to play them in Adepticon. I also started painting Ethan's new army. He decided he wanted to play IDK in our tournament, the OMG Open, which is coming up February 22nd and 23rd. I'm sure we'll mention that in a little bit. And so he's playing IDK right after I painted his entire OBR army. So pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, started working on that. So I've got that about 1/3 of the way done. All the big models still left to go.
Yeah, I like the color scheme of that too. You should throw some pictures up sometime in the Discord when you get a chance. But yeah, I do like that. It's nice. It's not like some of the other Idoneth that you see where it's like all super bright, colorful, almost like a Gitz army, you know, how they do it up sometimes.
Yeah.
I like yours too because it's like there's a lot of contrast in between the darks and the lighter colors, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I got some darks, I got some lights. I'm mostly a blue, green, purple theme, kind of like my elves, my daughters, except for they're more of like a dark emerald green and a dark like royal purple and blue gems. Meanwhile, I've got less of that. I've got like the light blue and the teal, and I'm gonna use like green metal on them, I think. So yeah. Anyways, that's going on. I've decided that I'm not gonna play Stormcast. So my new plan is to play Soulblight again at Adepticon this year. Last year I did bad. I think I was 2-3 last year. Testing lists right now, so I'm hoping just to maybe get to Adepticon and be better than 2-3. 3-2 would be great, and we'll just have to wait and see how it shakes out. I just decided I want to play more of a horde style army. So the list I'm testing right now and that I've been working on is going to be 2 units of 20 Graveguard, 2 units of 20 skeletons, 2 units of 5 Black Knights, Radikar the Beast, Kato, and a Necromancer. So I'm not sold right now on Kato. I tried him tonight, and I mean he's okay. And Radikar the Beast got shot off the table by IDK turn 1. So maybe
Well, you know, you put the big monster vampire out on the board, and Ethan's going to be like, "Ooh, target."
Well, I mean, he is a target, but he's my third. He's my third hammer, really. He's not really that strong, but I did put him right in the middle of the board, and I think I'm gonna put him on a flank next time and see if I can do something different with him. Anyways, yeah. So we've been playing a lot of games, and I'm now testing another army for Adepticon. But at least it's not 14 days before Adepticon.
Yeah, but give it time.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how it happened last time.
Yeah, that's how I painted this army last time.
Yeah,
and I mean, it looks kind of like I painted it in 14 days. So I'm gonna do a little work on that too. If I decide to play it, I'm gonna have to touch up some spots here.
Yeah,
but and I may
Sure.
rebase the entire thing.
Oh yeah, you did say that before too.
Yeah.
But
the other one that I was thinking about, it would be like a cities list, but I don't really love elves and I don't really love dwarves, so I would play an all human city list, and then I would be super excited if I went 2 and 3 because it's not a good list.
Well, you know, 2 and 3 is not considered bad. The I think for us as competitive players, we'd be okay with a 3-2, right? Type of a thing. At least you can say you won more than you lost. The goal, I think a realistic goal might be 4-1, and then obviously like the ultimate goal is to go 5-0 and win the thing, but that doesn't happen for everybody. So you got to be happy with what you can put together. But I think we can narrow down a list for you that that you'll feel good about playing there anyway.
Yeah. Logan says I'm quiet.
You're quiet?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll turn you up a little bit.
I don't know. All right. He could be crazy.
So leading up to that, so I guess it falls right into our next category, which is recent events. That we probably can glaze over a little bit because that's what this whole show is about. Is the recent event we went to?
Yeah, let's just wait on that. Let's just skip that and go to upcoming events. We'll just talk about the recap after that.
Yeah. So so upcoming events, we have a few. Okay. There is actually more than what we're going to around here. I mean, East Coast type of events. I think the first one coming up is Nashville Teams. And I know that Mike is going down there with Jack and Rob. I can't remember who else is all on their team, but there's a big team event down in Nashville on the
18 style
14th.
Team event?
Like actual teams, like you know, where you,
or is it 2v2 teams?
No, like team, like it's like a 5-man team, I think, or something like that.
Okay, where you say, okay, you're playing here, you're playing here, you're playing here.
Right, yeah. They do the whole draw and matchups and all that.
Yeah, love it.
So I know they're going down to do that, so we're going to support those guys, cheer them on. I believe that's the 14th, if I'm not mistaken. One of those upcoming weekends, not this weekend, but next weekend, yeah. 15th, 16th, maybe, something like that. Okay. So there's that event. Our personal GT is going to be on February 22nd, 23rd, which you had said earlier. But that is the next event after that hopefully everybody that's either watching this or in our Discord or in the actual event already is super hyped for, because we put a lot of work and effort into this and try to make it super fun for all the players. So Hopefully that comes through. It's noticeable. I'm trying to make it more of a event rather than just a tournament, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
We do like the feel of like when we go to Adepticon and Michigan GT and the bigger tournaments that we can get to. Um, we like the feel of those, right? So there's extra stuff there. It's not just showing up and playing your games and going home. There's better prize support. There's sometimes they have raffles at these things, so we're gonna try to incorporate a lot of those type of things into our stuff, plus give away cool trophies and prizes, um, and hopefully make it fun for everybody. So that's our event coming up. It's the OMG Open 2025, first one ever. So if you didn't make it this year, we plan on increasing size every year. So we'll get you in. Small announcement also, if you are seeing this, we have the opportunity through some friends of ours that are going to chip in. We were worried about having enough physical tables to host more people, more players. We are going to be able to borrow some more tables so we can get more players in the tournament. That will be coming up this week, sometime when I get around to like 100% nailing all that down so we can open up a few more seats. So if you haven't gotten a ticket yet and you want one, reach out to me or Josh or us or however you want to do it on the Discord or via some social media messaging, and we can get another wait list going and get you guys in. So I think it's probably going to be another 4 openings, 4 or 5, maybe. But yeah, so stay tuned for that because that's going to be important for you guys to know. Oh, we're also going to some other tournament, aren't we, Josh? Coming up in March.
In March.
Yeah.
You talking MIGT? Is that in March?
No.
April is the brew thing.
March. You don't know what we're going
St.
to?
Patrick's Day?
Son of a bitch. You know, this guy gets a couple snacks in front of him and he loses all consciousness. We know we are officially going to Adepticon.
Oh, everybody
Duh.
knows that. Adepticon
Duh.
is the way.
Okay, well, you didn't know.
I knew.
So
I
we're
signed up day one.
so we did get tickets for the AoS singles event. We got our place booked and it's official. We've stamped approval on going. So we'll hope to see a majority of you guys out there. And if you see us, wave us down. We'll be glad to chat with you, whatever, while we're there. It's in a new venue this year, right? It's Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Their convention center out there in Milwaukee, downtown, I guess.
It's supposed to be huge.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, it did feel pretty cramped at in Chicago last year when we went. Not so much. I guess walking around in there was a little bit cluster. So maybe this bigger venue. I don't know. I mean, if the bigger venue just means more people come, then I don't know if it'll feel any less cramped. But they will have more hotels and stuff out there. I guess that's one of the reasons why they moved it to a bigger place. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully we do well in the tournament and get to meet up with some friends we haven't seen in a while. But yeah, I guess those would be the most recent events that I know of. Oh, and also in April we have High Ground, the High Ground GT.
And I think Actual Trash has a GT in April too. If you want to go down to Kentucky.
I was just talking to Clay about that today. and he has not posted it on BCP yet, so I don't know exact dates. He was trying to finalize some stuff with that, but maybe we can make that one too. Maybe. But yeah, so those are the most recent ones up through April that are relevant to us. But if you guys got any other events and you want to shout them out, please join the Discord. We got spots, rooms in there where you can post your events and stuff at. So if you want to do that, please do. And one other thing to take care of before we start getting into the tournament talk. This will be kind of quick. I know we're in 20 minutes already, but a lot of this stuff that we're doing wouldn't be possible without the following sponsors and their generous contributions to a couple of old nerds. First and foremost, Gray Matter Gaming, or Gray Matter Games. Andy helped us get our butts off the ground, in a matter of speaking, with a lot of donated prize support for our one-day tournaments, and we're getting all of our mats through him for our tournaments that we run. So appreciate you, Andy. And on the screen, Andy has made us a discount code for his website. Anything ordered with the code OMG, you can get 5% off your order. It's not nothing. So thank you, Andy, for that. Because that's saving money is saving money, right?
100%.
So yeah, if you need any objective markers, mats, I know he's doing some 3D printed gauges of his own, but you can also shop through his store, and he's got some third-party sale stuff through Baron of Dice, and I forget the name of the terrain company, but he's got some terrain that you can buy that's already 3D printed on a site. So check him out. Now the other sponsors for the Open, I want to mention real quick before we get going on to other things. So we have Artist Opus as a sponsor this year, Deep Cut Studios, Rattle Can Studios, and the two local stores here that donated some prize support. We want to give them a big thank you and shout out for Ian over at Golden Rhino Games in Ipsy, and also Chris at our local store here in Monroe, Our House Games. So those are the big sponsors for this year's upcoming Open. If you know anybody that does prize support or tournament support through sponsorship, we'd love to talk to them. All new sponsors and more sponsors are always would help out tremendously in the cost and stuff that goes into putting one of these things on that I didn't know about before doing all this. So, but anyway, thanks to all the sponsors. Yeah,
it's been eye-opening.
Yeah, it's a little bit more like than like, oh, we'll just tell all our buddies we're running a tournament and they can buy a ticket and show up. It's quite a bit more than just doing that.
We've sent out emails. We've talked to tons of companies. We've purchased all our mats from Gray Matter. We've had to set up, business accounts. We've got Tim and Nick working ridiculously hard on terrain. We have Jesus, what else we got going on? We had to set up hotels.
Yeah, we got a hotel block set up.
Our room booked. Jeff has offered to let us borrow a little bit of terrain if we fall short, so we can still host all the guys we're planning.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of that too was like just community people just reaching out like, hey, you got everything you need, you know, you need some help or what? Because I thought like, we could just do it all ourselves, right? We'll handle it. Don't worry about it. And then when it comes down to crunch time, and you go, I don't know, maybe we won't make all the tables we were thinking about making or whatever. But yeah, I want to give shout out to Jeff for sure because he's taking a lot of the stress off of us being able to get more tables made than what we might have overshot what we could have done early on, but um we'll make sure we do it differently going into the next year, and get all the stuff done that we need to have done so we won't have to rely on, outside help. But appreciate all the sponsors, and everybody that's helping out with putting that together for us so we can host an event for you guys.
Yep. Hopefully it's better than we expect, and everyone has a great time. And next year they're going to be like knocking down the door to try to get in our event.
Oh, for sure. That's the goal.
So, all right. So I think that's it for that. We don't really have anything else to discuss. So
Yeah. I
I
think it's
guess we can talk about this tournament in Howell. I don't
uh,
know.
onto the meat and potatoes. I guess what they say. So I'm gonna pull it up a different way here. Here we go. So
Groundhogs Day weekend, AoS 2K tournament.
yeah, so we went to this thing. Um, somebody had to win, I guess. Um, but we'll get to that in a second. The
I mean, your name's right on the fucking top.
well,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it's not a flex. It's just there. I don't know
Well,
what
I
to
mean,
do
you
about
said
it.
someone's got to win. Look, we'll get to that. Brings up the fucking placings directly at the top. Who could it be?
I don't know. It
Could it
might be your
be now?
um
So Jake won. He
yeah.
uh he I'll let him tell the story and then I'll make fun of him for the truth.
Okay.
But
I can cut
he
to the
did
truth.
he
I
did
I
he
played 3
did
games.
yeah.
I won 3 games and no
Your
one else
first two
did.
games you won 50-0, I think.
No,
Uh
no. I mean, it was 50 to some points. It wasn't zeros. It was little points. Um, no, but I guess we'll okay, I'll tell my story, and then you can make fun of me. The first round random pairing that I got paired into, Derek, the super nice kid, I it was evident that he didn't play a whole ton of AOS. I mean, he had an army and he's played before, but wasn't as experienced of a probably a tournament player as we are. Um, so it was it was just one of those games where you knew like, hey, I'm here to play tournament style play, and it just turned out a one sided match. I mean, he didn't ever play against Flesh Eater Course before, so that's a little bit behind the 8 ball already. Um, but he'll do fine later. He played Skaven. Um, he did bring a fairly decent Skaven list. I mean, he had reinforced rattling guns like you should bring. He had Thankful.
everyone does.
Yep. And he had 40 clan rats, 60 clan rats, and some storm
Everyone does.
fiends. So like he had the right elements in his list. Um, but the more he plays with it, the better he'll be piloting it is what I would say, I think. Um, but that was game
Derek
one.
sadly took last place in the tournament.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I
He
mean. Like, so he was inexperienced. Um,
he he did better in every game that he didn't play you though.
yeah, I hadn't looked at his final scores, but
He got 10, 27, and 26.
Oh, okay, good. So he was able to like not get steamrolled every game.
Yeah, Ethan played him in the third round and beat him up pretty bad, he said. But anyway,
Yeah.
tell us
So
more. Tell us
yeah.
more about your journey to the top.
So round 2, when we got back from lunch, I thought I was gonna take on Jack because we were 1-2 in the standings. That didn't happen for a weird reason.
Yeah. Why? What reason?
Um, you probably got some
Well,
more insight to
let me
that.
tell you the story. I'll give you
Okay.
the story. So the tournament organizer that usually runs this tournament is the guy that is I guess the store manager there. Turns out he has the flu. Didn't make it in that night or that day. And so feeling bad for him, that's rough. He put one of his employees in charge, and the employee, maybe he's a magic guy, I'm not real sure, but he didn't adjust the app, and sadly, it was set up for random fucking opponents. And so Jake, instead of playing who he should have, got another easy game. I wouldn't say easy. He played against a good player, but much easier matchup than he should have had. I got a bye. I lost my first game, but I was at the top of the losers bracket. I scored 30 points in my loss. My differential was only 10 points. The guy that we're talking about, Derek Mack, who scored 10 total points against Jake, went ahead and played his second round, and I sat out and built models that I purchased.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there was
So there was some something was afoot. I emailed the fella and I said, "Listen, you said this is supposed to be Swiss. I should be getting 3 games in here, and here I am driving an hour so I can sit here and build models that I bought at your store." And he apologized and offered to refund my money. And I don't think that I'm trying to take money away from the store. I just think like. And he asked me, did I mention it to the guy running the tournament? And I said, no, I'm not trying to be that guy and throw a fit in the middle of the store. I just think that it should be run right. So, anyways, that was my story for round 2. I'll talk about round 1 and 3. But so Jake got a little easier matchup than he was supposed to because of the random pairings. And
no, I mean, sure, the random pairing things was odd for round 2, but I did. I mean, maybe we got to play Justin. I haven't played him before. Justin Messer, and he played it. Slaves of Darkness with Reinforced Vanguard and Reinforced Chosen and Reinforced Warriors and Bellicor.
He had won his first round going into that. So at least you played a guy that won their first round. And he won his third round. So he ended up number 11 in the tournament, 2 and 3. 38 points, 22 points, and 36 points. Go ahead, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. We had a decent game. I just think I was able to manipulate what he wanted to do. And then I punished his big units for that. So he didn't fight twice where he should have, I think. And then when I took a lot of his power off the table because I was able to give them strike last, it crumbled. I mean, like, you know how to play that, right? That S2T list, and you run something similar, and if you lose a big unit, you ain't got much left. It's super elite, but it punches super hard. If you can get it into stuff that you want to take off the table, you probably can. I denied him from doing that for the most part, and then it was donezo after that. I think it was just we played out the turns. It was a little bit closer than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a table job, like in turn 2. It didn't turn out that way, but it was like he scratched for some more points, and he did a good job. But I think that first initial combat phase where he couldn't get a double fight off on me effectively, it was donezo. But it was nice to be able to play him because I haven't gotten a chance to play him yet. I don't think. I mean, we've been to a bunch of events with him, but I never got a chance yet. So
Yeah.
now, that being said, after Josh had voiced his opinion to the powers that be, the random pairings were eliminated and turned back to top-down pairings, which led into my third game. I did draw Jack. We were 1-2 at the time. We got to play the game. We
Both
should have
had
played the
random
round
opponents.
before. But who knows how that would have worked out. Like, one of us obviously would have lost to the other one and then got to play round 3 versus an undefeated opponent. We essentially did that anyway. We just did it in round 3. So I think it worked out how it was supposed to at the final table in round 3. Just have me and Jack there. From our scores were high, right? Like I 50'd 2 turns in a row or 2 rounds in a row. And Jack had a 50 and a 48, I believe it was. So the game against Jack was rough. Now, for some context, if you guys don't know, Jack won Adepticon last year with Slanesh. He decided to play Slanesh yesterday. So I knew it was like one of them, a super tough matchup because Jack plays a lot of Slanesh and he's super good at it. I've had played him 2 previous times in other tournaments, and I took a butt whooping each time. But I think I played the first couple turns pretty well. I wasn't in his shooting range for like 2 full turns with his archers that he was keeping back. I think if I would have moved forward and kind of did a full send type of thing to get to them, he would have picked me off. So, but it did come down to we basically were tied the entire game, back and forth. But at the end of each round, we were tied, so no underdog the whole game. I think except for round 4, I think it was round 4 where Jack missed a tactic, and he ended up being an underdog just because of that, and he burned 1 objective, which made it super difficult for me to score at the end of the game, because by then, most of my stuff was kind of mid-board, and he started bringing some units back and running some units as fast cav, so he had towed all 4 objectives in each corner of the map, and I was standing in the middle. So, yeah, it was tough, man. I scored what I could on my turn 5, and he basically had to, how was it? I think we worked out that he had made a mistake the previous turn, I think, and he was beating himself up about it. But I think after we discussed it a few different scenarios, the score would have been tied, but I would have got the minor victory because I didn't drop a tactic, and he did. He dropped a 1.
Yeah.
So it was super close. It was 42 to 40 is what the end score was on that game, and I was cooked, man. I was like mentally exhausted after playing him, but in a good way. You know, you want to play well against skilled players, and I was able to beat him this time. So
Yeah, it should be said that you guys went to time, and at time you were tied.
yeah.
I think it was turn 4 you were at time, but you were ahead in tactics at that point. So had you called it, you would have gotten a minor victory.
Yeah, but the guy let us play it out. That was nice of him, I guess. But yeah,
last round.
Yeah, last round with the 2 undefeated players. You probably should just let it play out. I don't think we went too far over, did we? Too long? I don't remember what the time
Seemed like
was,
it. I
but
don't know. I think
um,
John's game went over too.
okay. But yeah, so I ended up winning. That was my first official tournament win. I've came in second before on an exact tie with Mr. Roush. However, he took first prize because of strength of schedule, which was the only other tiebreaker. We literally completely tied points wise, tactic wise, the whole thing. So, but yeah, I felt good about that. So hopefully I can carry some momentum into Adepticon. But that is, oh, I guess it should be noted of what my list was, I guess. Yeah. I did run Flesh Eater Courts with the Lore of the Madness. I did bring the army manifestations this time, try them out. Turns out the Cadaver Barricade MVP can really mess up some people's what they want to do. It's a longer piece. It halves all movement, and you can't retreat or run while you're in combat with it. So it's hard to get away from it, other than just moving. But your movement's halved, so kind of can gum up some stuff. Yo, what up, Tim? Tim's in the chat.
Yeah, I was trying to say hi to him myself, and I'm not logged into Twitch, so that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, so anyways, I ran Usharan, of course, because he's in every effect list. I brought a unit, 2 units of Crypt Horrors reinforced, 2 units of Morbid Knights reinforced, the Abhorrent Cardinal, a Haunter Courtier, and the Marrow Skull Herald, because he's a small boy that you can't see. So anyway, that was my list. It performed real well. I think I'll stick with it for the time being. I don't think there's any tweaks I would like to make or need to make with it right now. So we're gonna stick with that for a bit.
Yeah, I think it's a good list. I've played against it a handful of times. There we go. Now I can fucking talk. I don't know what
Now
that was
let's
about.
see. Where did Josh finish? Josh finished
I was
14. There we go. Gotcha. Got you pulled up. Oh, you played John Castle round 1. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Never mind. I knew that.
Yeah. So you heard he cheated? I can't confirm that. I didn't hear that. He played against the toughest guy there and he won. I wanted to give him shit and say that he didn't earn it, but he fucking played Jack and beat him. So, and also he got best painted, I believe, voted for. It ended up going to the 3rd place best painted, which was CK. Props to CK for getting that. But I think Jake was the first voted best painted as well. So some props for that. Yeah. So I played John Castle in round 1. He played KO. I have never played KO. Well, let me start. I guess I'll start with my list. I was playing Stormcast Eternals. List I've been playing for quite a while now. I'm just going to bring it up on my phone so I don't give you the wrong names.
I got it pulled up too.
Krondis was my general, and then I ran a unit of Praetors with him to give him the bodyguard ability, and also I ran them with I put my list right in there. Look at that. They also gave him the -1 attack season ability. Then the reinforced Paladors was javelins. The reinforced long strikes, the Vigilors, and then of course Sabers of Cinderfall, my own favorite unit of bros, because I love cities and I haven't wanted to play them yet because I just think that cities just isn't it. So anyways, it's a pretty typical list. I think that a lot of people play this style list and play this particular list probably. I've run it a few different ways. added a priest for a while without the saviors, but I like the saviors utility a little bit better, so that's the way I was running it. John Castle was playing KO, like I said. I've only played him once. I played him at our event once, one of our RRTs, and I won that game. This time, John has a lot more experience with him, and he kind of he also took advantage of some of the newer changes to the rules where they get the -1 to hit and shooting in melee. I dropped everything in and targeted one of his boats. And if I would have killed his boat, everything he had would have been stuck in the corner walking for the rest of the game. But I did 11 wounds and not 15. And then he healed it back up. And I chased that boat around the rest of the game trying to shoot it off the table. And I think that was a mistake. Probably should have just shot the bros and not cared too much about the boat and just taken the -1 to hit. I still think I would have done enough damage that I would have cleared up most of his units. So in the future, I learned from that one. Anyways, he beat me 40 to 30. I did also drop at least one tactic. I can't look at it right now, but I definitely dropped the tactic, and that would have been an 8-point swing, I think, because it was one where I had to take an objective. John's a good guy, though. He's trying to get into our GT. He's got a spot, and I told him if he would have let me win, then I would have given him a spot. So he may not get to play. I don't know. Round 2, like I said already, I got the fucking bye because they ran it incorrectly, and it was a huge scam. And so I bought some Slaanesh boys, and I started building some Seekers of Slaanesh during round 3. And I didn't watch any games, and I didn't play any games. And then some creeping people sat next to me and played Magic, and I was pretty impressed with their ability to take over the table I was clearly using. So that was pretty fun. And then round 3, I got paired into Jeremiah Julian. He was playing. What was he playing?
Well, he was not playing Stormcast like he normally had been.
No, he was playing something else. He was playing Snakes. He was playing Marathi and the Bow Snakes, just like very similar to my list that I like to run with Marathi. He won't beat me again because I won't be playing in the GT, Tim. He played Marathi, 2 units of Fighty Snakes, a unit of Bow Snakes. I'm running the tournament. I'm not scared. Weird. I heard you're not playing in the Decepticon because you're afraid, though.
Oh,
so that's cool. That's awkward. That's awkward. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but since we're talking shit, let's talk shit. But anyways, and since you're on here, we gave you props earlier, you and Nick both for working hard to get our train done, and want to hit you up again. Thanks for cranking on this train. We're gonna have, I think, some of the best train in any event, and hopefully it's one of the best events because I really think that we put a lot of time and effort into it, and we'll hopefully be the talk of the town. But anyway, so my last round, he was playing Daughters, and first turn I shot off 1 unit of Bow Snakes, or no, 1 unit of Fighty Snakes, and he was like, "Oh shit." And second turn, I shot off his other unit of Fighty Snakes. And somehow I still lost the game by 2 points. I ended up losing 36-34. I don't know how. I should have been 2-3 counting the bye. But I ended up 0-3 or 0-2 with a bye win. And in 14th place. So yep, it was a one-sided game. I felt like I had. Oh, you know what it was? It was he was the underdog the entire game and just burned all the objectives. Every turn he was taking an objective off, and then eventually I just couldn't score.
That's a good strategy.
But he didn't do it on purpose. I just fucking killed all his shit. Like I had most of my army left, and he had 2 bow snakes and his unit of javelin girls. And that was it. That's all he had left, and he ran them to the sidelines to take the flanks and won that way. So
Wow, balls.
Yeah.
That's how it goes sometimes.
yeah, Tim, I know. I hear it on my end too. I don't know what it is. Jake says it's clear, but I don't know. We're gonna have to work on it. We got the new NVIDIA broadcast running, and I wonder if it's not from that.
It could
I
be,
don't know.
maybe.
So yeah, Tim, that was it. That was my tournament. 9 hours, one 3-hour period of me just sitting there doing fucking jack shit. And emailing the director and telling him how pissed I was. But anyways, we have all the trophies printed, and we're working on painting, and then we'll work on completion for that. I actually have the best painted one still here. We got to figure out getting that over to Jake.
Yeah. But so I was just looking through some of the scores here. It seemed to be like a lot of ties, because I was thinking my game with Jack in round 3 was so close that he lost by 2 points and probably still gets second place. That was wrong, because he was like,
Yeah.
no, I didn't even top 3. So I'm like, how did that? Well, turns out that ties are better than losses. So we had Dan Robertson coming in second place, actually tied in second exactly with Jarrett. And
never die.
Coming in fourth was John. But yeah, I mean, strange. The ties. It's always pretty weird to see ties with. I think there was 23 players, I think, was registered.
23, yeah.
And you end up having 3 guys in the top 5 all with ties. Kind of strange. But I did want to.
And that game with Jared Barrick and John, they were another one that went late. Like, they played the whole game. They went over too.
Yeah, and then they exactly tied. It's weird how it happens sometimes. That's what I mean. But let's see. We wanted to shout out a couple other of our teammates. Newly acquired Luke Edinger, newest member of the team. He went up there with us. He played his KO list and finished 10th. Went 2
and 1.
He won
MIGT last year with
Nighthawk, yes. So he did go down to Worlds. He's a close friend of ours, so we I don't know if we talked him into joining our team, but we wanted him to join the team because we'd like to have him come with us to events. So
him and his brother both.
Yep. So Luke officially joined the team this weekend. We will reach out to Rick. Yeah. We don't see him as much, but we will reach out to him too. But yeah, so Luke went 10th place, 2-1. Josh 14th, 1-2.
How'd Ethan do? I can't remember.
Ethan finished 18th, 2-1 or 1-2. Don't remember what he played Jack round 1. Kind of an unfortunate draw for him.
Yeah.
He did play our other teammate in round 2, Nick Forsyth. Jesus. Crazy. Nick actually finally decided to play a list we told him was good, and he won. And then Ethan got to play.
He won against Ethan.
Yeah, that's just funny for us for internal reasons. But yeah, and then Ethan played Derek Mack, which was my first round opponent we talked about earlier, and won against him. So Nick, super positive attitude every event that we go to, but typically wins almost nothing, no games. He he finished right below Ethan, 19th place, and he went 1-2 because his lone win was against a teammate. So I guess Nick has bragging rights for now. I guess.
I mean, he
Um,
has one official victory more than me.
it's true. It's true. But yeah, that rounded out our team that we took up there. So we were, how many people did we have? We had 5 strong. Yeah,
Well, yeah, if we
we took
count Luke,
5
who we
people. Yeah,
recruited at the event, yeah,
took
we'll
5
take it.
people up to that event. So
Yeah, that
yeah,
was 25%, just over 25% of that event was OMG. So I love to see it.
yeah, that's the kind of thing we want to have as a team. Um, we like just to be able to like, hey, let's grab a group of guys, go to this event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for the longest time, it was like me and you, sometimes just me, or me and
Sometimes you
Nick.
and Nick.
Yeah. So it's good that we could all come together and go to one, or that's how we should be doing it anyway, I think, as a team. But yeah. Um, yeah, I had a lot of fun. I know that the way it was ran was not the way it was advertised.
It was a mistake, and it's fine. Like, I got over it. I was just mad because I got the buy. I just wanted to play 3 games, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Somebody had to have the buy, and why wouldn't it be the guy at the top of the losers bracket?
Yeah, maybe it wasn't random.
Yeah, maybe they just were like, we're gonna fucking piss off the one guy that's spending money in our store right now.
But yeah, I guess I mean like the price support was good there too. I mean it's in-store
Yeah,
credit,
we'll go
but
back.
it's worth it if you get something. I mean I was able to get those endless spells in the train feature, and I still had money left over on the gift card they gave me, so
There
I'll
you
have
go.
money for next time we go up there to
Yep,
get
they
whatever.
do prize for first, second, third, and then
And
random.
best painted.
Oh, and best painted, and then they do a random box
Oh yeah, that was random, wasn't it?
for one player that's not on those top 4 spots.
Yeah, if you won something, you weren't eligible, but then they did a random draw for anyone else, and they just gave them a spearhead of their choice, was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spearhead, $150 Spearhead box just for showing up.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad they do that because like I said, I like the store. The store's
It's a
fine.
really clean store.
Yeah.
It's well supplied, lots of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big store. Um,
Yeah, they got a
I
big
mean,
play area. Has a I mean they had 11 tables set up for us, 11 or 12. And then they
they had
still had
12,
all
I
those
think,
other tables that
for people that
for
were
people that
playing
just came in
Magic.
and played cards or whatever. And
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty awesome. They got a big enough spot that they can hold some pretty good events in there. But yeah, so we'll go back, or I'll go back. I don't know.
I mean, I'll go. He said he runs one every 6 weeks, so I'm going to give him another shot.
Okay.
See if it's Swiss this time.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he'll have better eyes on it next time too, with provided he's there and not having the flu and all that.
Well, even if he's
But
not, he'll make sure it's not set up wrong.
yeah, that's true too. And to be, I mean, who knows? Since we've been running events, I know for a fact that you can just copy an event from the past. And maybe he just had one set up like that before and just said, "Oh man, I don't feel good. We'll set it up. We'll put it on the website," and hadn't, didn't even look at it again after that. It would be my guess. But like you said, that won't happen again. He'll make it right. So, but yeah, that was our event. And congratulations to me for being the best player.
Play 2 chumps.
Well, I tell you
Just
one.
kidding.
I tell you one thing. I would have beat Nick.
Yeah.
I said it. I said it.
I would have beat Nick too.
Mm, so you
Maybe.
say?
I mean, I've lost to him before, according to Nick. I mean, if I play the game, play my army and his army, and he just listens and does what I tell him to do, then he has a shot against me.
Yeah. Yeah. You shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that. But yeah, so it was a good time. Actually, I mean, I know you guys had to take off, but we did go out to dinner with a group of the dudes up there too. Had some good conversations
Yeah, I never make
about
it
the
to the
game and
dinner.
stuff.
I don't sleep well before tournaments, and for whatever reason, I just like. And then I was also pretty smelly by the end of that one. I don't know. I was just like, let's roll. As soon as the prizes were done, I just wanted to drive home. I was in a bad mood, and actually, we stopped at no tie, so we got some no tie. Went home and finished it up, and then both of us went right to bed.
I bet. Yeah, I don't know how Luke did it either because he had like he was like what you were the last time we drove up to a tournament where he was like didn't sleep. He had like 2 hours of sleep or 3 hours of sleep. He was dozing off on the way up there, dozing off on the way home.
Yeah, I was starting to get a little wobbly. I had to shake my head a few times while I was driving on the way home, when we were getting close to home, just because I was like, all right, I'm real tired. But then we got out of the car and the fucking cold ass air hit. Boom, we were ready to roll.
All right. Hold on one sec.
What? Oh, we're on the phone, apparently. Interesting decision. Anyway, I don't know what else we really need to talk about with the tournament. Could have left me something to talk about, I guess. But yeah, while I was there, they had a pretty good assortment of different items on their walls and stuff. I thought that they had a lot. They had some like pre-owned stuff that was for sale, built and unbuilt. They had a bunch of all the spearheads. They had a lot of good stuff. I ended up going out to the store area a couple times and coming back to the play area with new toys. Picked up quite a few things before the tournament. So I would say that the Upkeep games in Howell, Michigan is probably a good place to go and hunt for models if that's something you're looking for. My usual can't fail is Golden Rhino. I go there all the time. Ian always has it. If you need it, he's always got it. So that's usually where I will go. But if I have to get something and Ian doesn't happen to have it, which maybe has only happened once, I will possibly need to start going up there.
Yeah, they had a decent amount of stuff.
So.
But I think that's all we got for today. We really weren't planning on doing anything other than the tournament recap. So
yeah, we should maybe try to get a show in 2 weeks. Preview like a pre show for our tournament.
Yeah.
Maybe where we can show off our trophies.
Yeah. We will do something like that for sure because I wanted to do that.
Yeah, discuss all the details that we haven't released yet.
Yep.
Which there are a few.
So yeah, stay tuned for that. We'll make announcements. For probably a couple weeks from now, we'll do another big show just on our tournament. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's try 2 weeks though, I think.
Yeah, 2 weeks. I'm good with that.
Okay.
All right, guys. See you later.